My cat and I are both 22, and today he made it to my college graduation. My cat and I are both 22. Every time I left for college, I would say goodbye not knowing if he would still be around when I got back. I graduate next weekend. He made it. I love you, Yellow. My sweet Yellow passed away a few weeks after my graduation. He made it to graduation weekend and was around for the celebrations. He hadn't been doing all that well in the months leading up to it, so unfortunately, as much as it broke our hearts, we made the decision to let him go. I was given the day off of work to spend time with my family and him. He got plenty of love and treats. Yellow lived a very long wonderful life. I wanted to share a bit of his story. My parents bought a plot of land in 2004. When they did, they had no idea it came with an added bonus, a cat. Yellow was a stray who had been living off the land for quite some time. Oddly, he was fixed. I'm aware of catch and release programs for feral cats, but Yellow didn't have anything that signified he was a part of a program like that. In the area we lived in, the middle of nowhere, it was unfortunately common for people to abandon pets there. My family cared for several cats over the years. So while we will never know for sure, we assumed he had been abandoned. I was 4, and was of course obsessed with the giant yellow kitty that was hanging around all the time. I kept pointing at him and calling him a Yellowy cat, so that is where his full name came from. Yellowy. Yellow was taken to the vet in 2005, and was estimated to be between 5 and 10 years old. We ended up assuming the lowest number as time went on. He was officially part of the family. Yellow loved food. He was obsessed. His oddest obsession was cheese. If I ever left any food with cheese unattended, he would immediately steal it. Mac and cheese was his absolute favorite thing to steal, but it was hard to ever be angry with him. Yellow was a pretty boy and he knew it. He loved attention. And loved being brushed. When we brushed him, he would spin in circles to make sure he was even. If you were not giving him enough attention, he would hook his paw around your hand and pull you to him to pet him. Yellow's biggest challenge happened a few years after we adopted him. He was hit by a car. He would have died, had the lady driving not acted quickly. She scooped him up, and carried him to our door, asking if he belonged to us and apologizing profusely. I'm grateful for her every day. She hit him, but that could have happened to anyone. A lot of people would have just left him there, but she saved his life. I wish every day I could thank her and let her know he survived. If you somehow end up seeing this, I hope you do not feel bad about what happened. Thank you for saving my boy. He woke up while we were on the phone with the vet and wandered over to his food bowl to start eating. Despite having multiple serious injuries, he made a full recovery, only losing a few teeth, and having a permanent white tuft of fur on his head where the vet had to put a staple. After that incident, he became strictly an indoor cat, though he did protest. Yellow was with us through it all. He was my entire childhood. I have very few memories of times before he was in my life. Yellow survived being abandoned, getting hit by a car, and he lived through a pandemic. The night after he passed, I had a dream where my grandma told me that she would take care of him. It was very comforting. A few months after his passing, I finally got an apartment that allowed pets, and I decided to go adopt a cat. When I got there, this massive cat escaped the cat room and came up to me. He was a stray that had been picked up off the street, and unfortunately had an injured paw and lost a toe as a result. He had been there the longest. Maybe it's silly, but I felt like Yellow had led him to me in a way. I knew this sweet boy needed my help. I named him Thunderstorm, because his gray fur with black markings reminded me of a storm cloud. I named yet another cat after their fur color. I guess some things never change. Thunder will know nothing but love for the rest of his life, just like Yellow.